Let's talk about the affordability crisis in Canada and look at what another country has proposed. Before we get into this topic, drop down into the comments section and let me know what you think should be done in order to improve affordability in Canada. My name is Macallum, and if you are looking to stay in the know on Canadian real estate, then you are in the right place. I lead a real estate team here in the city of Toronto, and we help clients from first-time buyers to seasoned investors purchase and sell real estate every single day. If you could do a huge favor for me and click both the like and subscribe buttons, I would greatly appreciate it, because the more interactions this video gets, the more the YouTube algorithm will push it to other awesome people like you looking to learn more about Canadian real estate. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one call with me to chat about buying, selling, or just about the real estate market, you can go to the first link in the description of this video and book a meeting directly into my calendar at a time that works best for you. The question of affordable real estate is always at the forefront of every election, including the mayoral election, which just happened in Toronto. And affordability is constantly discussed in almost every conversation I have with tenants who want to purchase their first home. So, how can Canada improve the housing affordability crisis? But to go a step further, what is the best approach? Because there are many out there. One of the reasons I'm making this video is because CBC just released an article titled "To Solve Dutch Housing Crisis, Proposal Aimed to Ban the Rich from Buying Some Homes." Could it work here? As you can likely guess, this proposal ruffled quite a few feathers. Essentially, what this proposed law would do is allow municipalities to force homeowners whose homes were worth up to 355,000 euros, or about $517,000 Canadian, to put their property on the market only to low and middle income earners. In this scenario, a high net worth investor would not be able to purchase the home. Although it was reported the proposal did have support in Parliament, it was ultimately defeated. As with a lot of government intervention in the housing market, the proposals appear promising. However, there tend to be unforeseen or foreseen negative consequences. By banning high net worth individuals from purchasing property under $355,000, then there is a smaller buyer pool. So why would a buyer want to purchase the home? Because in the future, they will be the ones to sell it. Instead of paying interest on a home loan with little potential for appreciation, why not just rent it from a real estate investor? Another negative consequence was highlighted by Paul Anglin, who's a real estate professor with the University of Guelph. He questioned some of the practical aspects of the Dutch proposal and whether it would just cause housing prices to rise. Although this negative consequence assumes the value bar is the market value, not the assessed value, it's still a good point. He notes that if I were a seller, I would tend to choose a list price above the limit. Doing so would remove the constraint. It could, in fact, increase home values for properties which sit a little lower or around the limit, and subsequently push values up for those already valued beyond $355,000. Now, getting back to this from a Canadian perspective, Brad Bradford, who's a Toronto City Councillor, said the solution is to build more homes, so people have more options to rent or buy at different price points. The city needs to streamline approvals and eliminate unnecessary rules and guidelines to get more housing built faster. Although easier said than done, building more homes would be the best solution. However, it's not the most likely to occur. Don't get me wrong, we're building homes, just not fast enough at this point in time. And Toronto's new multiplex rules are a step in the right direction, but more needs to be done in terms of increasing the housing stock. Let's chat about a few other things which could help combat rising housing prices in the future. We could see an end to blind bidding, which I don't necessarily believe will have a drastic impact on prices. However, it is an idea that's constantly talked about. Also, I don't know how well it will take off in terms of practical use, because most sellers want the tried and trusted method of blind bidding because it's worked in the past. A slowing of immigration would result in less demand and therefore more stable housing prices. This would also have a positive impact on the rental prices because there would be fewer people looking for rental accommodation. As it stands right now, I don't think a slowdown in immigration is likely to happen. The most likely scenarios I see at the present moment are increasing taxation and an increasing of the down payment required to purchase an investment property. Real estate investors have long been blamed for the increase in real estate prices, and the foreign buyer ban was a way to cool that demand. Increasing taxation and down payment requirements are very easy ways the government can manipulate the housing market. As a quick example, the non-resident speculation tax continues to inch higher. There's a possibility we see investors forced to pay more land transfer tax when they purchase a property. Instead of paying $33,000 in land transfer taxes in Toronto, maybe that turns into $66,000 in land transfer taxes for the purchase of a $1 million property. There's also the possibility that capital gains tax is increased when an investment property is sold. These two examples of increasing taxation on investor real estate are twofold. They limit investors in the marketplace, and for those investors who continue to purchase real estate, the government makes more in taxes. Another possibility is increasing the down payment required to purchase an investment property. Instead of the current minimum 20% down, it increases to 30 or 40%, which could remove cash-limited investors from the equation. Let me know in the comments what you think should be done in order to cool housing prices in the long term.